Hi everyone. So I had a viewer contact me asking about my personal feelings towards Games Workshop, the company behind Warhammer. This was in response to my video that hopefully a lot of you have seen about Games Workshop and how high their prices go. So I decided just to do this quick video today, and I'll talk about my three main reasons why I'm not really fond of Warhammer anymore. So the first one would have to be price, which I mentioned in my previous video. Since I started playing the game less than 10 years ago, the prices have at least doubled, if not gone higher than what the models were in the past. I mean, you're seeing boxes of 10 models now for £30 or more, and it's just ridiculous. The Land Raider used to be about 35 quid, and now here in the UK, it's at least 45, if more, to pay for it. And what really got my goat was when they changed all the metal models to resin, a type of plastic, but they didn't lower any of the prices. I was actually flabbergasted. I was shocked when I saw this. I had a look at the Finecast when they came in, and I was really excited because you could do so much more with modelling now. But at the same time, you didn't lower the cost, Games Workshop, and how on earth can you justify that? They can. It's just basic price rising for the sake of profit. So anyway, going on to my second point, it was the attitude of the staff within all the Games Workshop stores that I went into. A lot of the time, I didn't really get good customer service. I would go in, and a lot of the time they would just approach me and ask, how are you doing? Is there anything we could do to help you with today? But besides that bit of salesman technique to try and see if they could get you to buy a couple bit more models, promote these new models more and such, they didn't really, they would then go away, and at times they would be quite rude to me. I lived in four different cities around the UK: Reading, Norwich, Oxford, and Swansea, and in each one I got really bad service when the staff would be snappy, they'd be snippy, they would interrupt games and such. A really good example is one time when I was in the Games Workshop. I went in to watch some games and I was just about to have some gum, but I was told by a member of the Games Workshop staff who wasn't on duty, he was just there watching games as well, that I wasn't allowed to eat in the store, so I thought fair enough. But this other chap next to him was drinking a Lucozade. I mean, it was gross favouritism of the people that are regulars at the store. And that's the other little bit with that, is the fact that if you weren't really a part of the regular in crowd that went to the Games Workshops, if you didn't hang out a lot in the store or spend a lot of time there, you really didn't. It was gross favoritism in the favour of the people that did go there. And that's nothing against the regulars, because for the most part the regulars were still quite nice. It was just how the Games Workshop staff then treated them against irregular customers like myself. Just no matter how much Warhammer I bought or how big a hobbyist I was, if you didn't spend a lot of time in the Games Workshops, I found it was just favoritism. And I suppose the last and third reason was the fact of the storyline within the actual hobby. It stagnated. They haven't progressed it any further than it was about 20 years ago. Games Workshop keep churning out codex after codex and army update after army update, but it really doesn't go anywhere beyond that. They just literally keep the story in the same place it is, so that it's just fixed in one time point, to be honest. Whilst that may be that's really more of a personal nitpick of mine, but I really like story, I really like background, and a lot of the background that Warhammer now turns out with the novels and such, it just be really battle after battle happening in this one time period. Nothing is progressing. I realise the point is when Games Workshop allowed the Warhammer fantasy or Warhammer 40k plot to advance beyond what it is, they risk actually losing the game, because races will suffer for some races might be lost, so some armies will become defunct, or something else will happen. I think you saw that with the Chaos Dwarfs. The Chaos Dwarfs are still around, and they're mentioned here and there, and they actually have a few models in, say, the Hordes of Chaos Army. But for the most part, the Chaos Dwarf army has gone out the window. And so, yeah, like I said, I realised that when they allow the plot to progress, they might defunk their own armies. But at the same point, I think I speak for a lot of people when we want to actually see some actual progression with our hobby. They're literally just keeping it in place so they just can keep re-releasing new armies and target the kids that play the hobby, that they get a lot of the money for the Warhammer from Games Workshop. A veteran player like myself would actually like to see some plot progression. That's all I'm saying. So yeah, those are my 3 points. Just like the prices are too high, the attitude of the staff in the Games Workshop stores whenever I went in to hang out or play some of the games, and just the fact that I'd like to actually see the plot of Warhammer progress a bit more than what it is already. So yeah, those are just my points, and that's the answer to my viewer's question, hopefully. I'll do a few more Games Workshop videos soon. I think I'll concentrate on the plot, which I mentioned in my third reason, and talk about how Games Workshop literally rip its own canon and fluff at times into pieces. Okay, I'll leave it there, and I'll talk to you soon.